Welcome back, folks. Oklahoma Senator Jim Inhofe serves on the Armed Services Committee of the United States Senate and has worked tirelessly to ensure that the Defense Department operates efficiently and judiciously in regard to our troops. Senator Inhofe, joins us now to give us his thoughts on the current military situation.
Well, good morning, Michael. I'm glad people are finally catching on to what President Obama is doing to disarm America. You know, it took 1,100 Army captains to receive pink slips to get people's attention. Those captains are even serving right now in Afghanistan. I've actually talked to some of them. It's important for your audience to understand that this is a direct result of President Obama's priority. He did away with our only fifth-generation fighter, the F-22. He did away with our lift capacity, the C-17, did away with the Future Combat System, our only ground advancement we've had in the last 50 years, did away with the ground-based interceptor in Poland. Now, that was just the beginning. Since that time, he has taken $487 billion out of the military. Now, in 2011, he decided the military, which is 16% of the budget, should take 50% of the sequestration cuts that totaled $1.2 trillion. I think we all understand what the sequestration was. You got to ask the question, why should 16% of the budget be taken to take care of the rest of the budget? Why should 50% of the cuts have to come out of the military when that only constitutes 16% of our budget? Well, it's so that his social programs would stay untouched, and that's exactly what's happened. Now we're seeing the reality of his budget cuts with soldiers being notified they've lost their jobs while serving on the front lines. If defense sequestration continues, these pink slips are only going to get worse. Our Army could reach a size not seen since before World War II. General Dempsey told my committee earlier this year. Now, General Dempsey is the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the #1 military guy in America. He told our committee last year that our military is the force is so degraded and so unready that it would be immoral to use force. That was General Dempsey. Also, the vice chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff was Admiral Winfield, and I'll read you what he said. He said in January of 2013, for the first time in my career, this is the Admiral who's the vice chairman of the Joint Chiefs, there could be, for the first time in my career, instances where we may be asked to respond to a crisis and we will have to say we cannot. And my heart goes out to these men and women who are risking their lives and making great sacrifices, yet are being told that they're being separated from the Army and will have no job when they return home to their families. Unfortunately, we knew this was going to happen under President Obama's disarming of America. I said it 5 years ago, and people are now starting to believe it. And while he spends $120 billion on his global warming priorities, and that was spent without either congressional authorization or appropriation, our men and women in uniform are in providing for our national security are suffering. Well, we're going to overcome this. And right now, he won't be in office forever. We went through a very similar thing in the 1970s. You might remember that. They called it President Carter's Hollow Force. And we were able to survive it and rebuild our military, rebuild our country, reestablish our priorities. And I got to tell you guys, this is still America, and we're going to pull this thing out. I've got 20 kids and grandkids that are depending on this, and we're going to perform.